Alrighty, guys. So, welcome back to some more Yakuza 6. So, I appreciate everyone who was patient for the last 4 days. You know, I don't like the fact that I was gone for so long, but it did help me relax, especially with my voice and stuff like that. Anyone who's watched enough knows my voice is not better. You can clearly tell that my voice is not better. So, but I did say that we would do it today, and it's been 4 days, so we're here. This one's not going to be long. Again, we're still trying to rest up my voice, but probably about like 2, maybe 3 hours. It's looking more and more likely like 2. I have to cook dinner, and it's going to be long. So, yeah, let's hop in. Let's see how much we can get done. Let me look up the chapter list for this, just to see. So, yeah, my voice is still healing, and stuff like that, so I'm going to sound a little off, but it is what it is, so hopefully my voice can get better with time. We're back to streaming as long as nothing else changes, though. I'm just going to talk not as much as I used to until I can get better. I still want to rest my voice, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, there's 12 chapters and then a finale, so 13. Where are we at? I think we're about to be on chapter 2. Doesn't say nothing. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna see where we're at after we interact with this, so I guess let's just interact with it. Currently out of service? What the hell? Did he get a new phone number? What's going on? No. Something's wrong. Either the number's out of service or he changed it. I can't let them keep worrying about this. Well, let's hope they don't worry long. Alright, let's... Yeah, it's time to head up to Kamurocho. Alright, we're gonna go looking for... I forgot her name already. Haruka, we're gonna go looking for Haruka as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he'd be upset with her. Other than, like, more confused, like, why did you do this, stuff like that. Not the dog. Here we go. We're back. Right? It's always connected. Somehow we always see ourselves coming back. Woo! All right, let's see what happens here. Sky Finance. So technically we can look at the map. There's a lot of stuff already, or we could just remember where all these are. This is the 6th game. When we're constantly back in this city, we should already know where all these locations are. If we visited them before, which I do. It's right behind the bartending place we usually go to, Serena. I will say this: we're not going to do any side missions. So if anyone's expecting side missions, we're not. We'll probably do some side missions in Yakuza 7 and Infinite Wealth, but not this game. I've completed them all so many times. I've got platinum on this game. I'm not doing them. Plus, it'll make it faster for us to beat this if we don't. So, I do want to do that. I am expecting to finish this before the end of the month, which is good, because I have a special thing planned that we could do until September. Now, we're just going to have to wait and see. But September's going to be huge, so I hope that by the end of the day, at least by September, I'm fully better. So let's see how that goes. That's a sign.
カムロ町じゃ今中国マフィアと東上界とでドンパチの真っ最中でな。中国マフィアか。ああ。お前が無所に行ってからいろいろあった。去年カムロ町で大火事があったこと知ってるか。ああ。無所で聞いた。その火事が東上界のカムロ町支配が崩れたきっかけでな。焼けたのはアジア街の一帯だが、その焼け跡に大陸から西洋界って中国マフィアが入り込んだんだ。でそいつらと東上界の抗争が始まって片木にまで犠牲者が出るようになった。それで警視庁は躍起になってな、東上界上層部に抗争の責任を押し付けるようにして真島と堂島大吾を逮捕した。何？知らなかったのか？半年かもう少し前だ。大吾が捕まったとすると、今の東上界を動かしているのは本家の相談役だった菅井って幹部だ。知ってるか？面識はねえが、確か2代目時代からの古参のはずだ。ああ、間違いない。その菅井だ。そうか。いや、お前はもう東上界に関わる立場じゃなかったな。そのために3年以上も無所に入ってたんだ。俺も余計なこと言って。遥はどうしてる？っていうかお前、なんでカムロ町にいるんだ？秋山のことを探しに来たんだ。もっと言うと、秋山に遥の居場所を聞きてえと思ってる。遥の居場所？遥は沖縄から姿を消したんだ。もう随分前からな。なんだそりゃ。俺も沖縄で知ったばかりだ。それで秋山なら。
Okay. Damn, he's been doing his like studies to make sure he knows everything that's going on. Okay, Date-san.
実は秋山のことは俺も気になってた。
He did?
金貸しの会社閉めたぞ。ん？スカイファイナンスをか。しばらく休業してる。多分まだカムロ町にいるとは思うんだが、聞いた話じゃどうも中国マフィアに狙われたらしい。何？すまんがそろそろ行かないと。後でまだ連絡する。詳しい話はそこでしよう。ああ、わかった。一応言っとくが、アジア街に近づくときは気をつけろよ。例の中国マフィアが幅利かしてる。なるべくなら行かずに済ませた方がいい。わかった。気をつけるよ。ありがとな、伊達さん。おう。いや、またな。
Alright, let's see. Alright, let's go check out the accepting tenant application. Yep, that's me. Hiru-san. She was just like, hello, and then she saw Kiryu, she was like, ah, it's you! It's been so long. Yes.
じゃあみんなでお祝いしなきゃ。
いや、いいんだママ。ちょっと挨拶に寄っただけだ。
あら、そうなの？
それより、伊達さんと店の前で会った。この町も随分物騒になったようだな。
そうなの。ここ最近いろんなとこで殺人事件が起きて、本当に治安が悪くなってきちゃった感じよ。桐生さんも気をつけてね。
ああ、そうだ。ママに聞きたいことがあるんだが。
何かしら。
Alright, let's see what she knows about Akiyama first.
秋山の居場所を知らないか。
ああ、秋山さんね。ごめんなさい。私もわからないの。少し前に突然お店閉めちゃったね。
You haven't heard anything? But you heard that he closed up shop. That's all you heard?
事件に巻き込まれてなきゃいいけど。
Strange.
そうか。この辺りで。
See what she knows about Haruka.
え？はるかちゃん？はるかちゃんがどうかしたの？
ずいぶん前の話だが、はるかが沖縄から姿を消したんだ。理由はいろいろあるんだが、俺がこの町に来たのははるかを探すためなんだ。
そうなの。それは大変ね。てっきり沖縄で暮らしてるのかと思ってた。はるかちゃんとはここ数年会ってないわね。
そうか。
でも何か分かったら連絡するわ。あとこのお店ならいつでも使ってちょうだい。遠慮なんてしなくていいからね。
ママ、いつもすまないな。
Damn, she was like, I haven't heard anything. I thought she was still in Okinawa. That's crazy. But she's offering hospitality, and she's like, I'll call you if I hear anything. Nice. Or let's run over to that location. Does it tell me what chapter I'm on? Still chapter 1, okay. Alright. It'd be a miracle if we can make it to like chapter 3 or chapter 4. We're 15 minutes in, not too bad. Okay, yeah. The first 5, basically. If we go make it to chapter 4, that's like about a 35-40%. How's it going, man? Welcome back, Simba fan. It's going okay. I'm still a little, I guess, sick. I don't know what happened. The last stream we had that night, I threw up really badly. Probably TMI, but I threw up very badly. I have like bad acid reflux. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, if you drink or eat a lot of stuff that have acid, like high acid, like oranges, lemon, or like drinks, lemonade, orange juice, soda, I guess, any alcohol that has acidic properties or anything like that, limes, which I drink a lot of soda, like literally a lot of soda, and I need to for my sugar intake, but that messes with my acid reflux really badly, and I start choking to the point where that happens, right? Well, that happened that night. and my voice was gone after that. So probably not healthy, but when I throw up blood. Like I cough and choke so much that I can't stop, and blood comes out. So that's like me ripping my throat, and that's why my voice goes away. So my voice was gone, like literally talking after that happened hurt. And then the next day it felt a tiny bit better, but my voice was obviously still gone. So that's when I put out the message that, yeah, like, I'm not really sick, but I can't speak. I took the whole day. I think I took like 2 naps, which I never really take naps. And I don't really sleep unless it's, you know, bedtime. I don't sleep throughout the day. So that wasn't unlike me, but that helped me feel better. And then, the day after, I still, I was feeling better, but I threw up again. And then, there we go. My voice and all my progress I had getting better, my voice was slowly coming back, immediately went away again. So, and that's when I pieced together what was causing it. And I was like, and then that's when I put the message in saying, yeah, I need 2 more days, guys. I'll be back Monday. My voice is feeling a lot better, but it's still, like, just hearing it myself, it's not my voice yet. I probably need, like, 2-3 days, if I'm lucky, and I'll feel better, so. But I did say Monday, so here we are. What do you think of the Jurassic Park survival trailer? So, funny enough, I guess I did know they were making a Jurassic Park game. After seeing the trailer, I remember seeing it, like, I don't know if it was the Game Awards or, like, a Summer Game Fest, but I remember seeing that trailer, and I remember seeing someone showing it off, like, at an event, whether it was Summer Games Fest or Game Awards or something, and I was like, oh my god, I do remember this. I remember this trailer. I mean, I hope it does well. That trailer looked really good the first time I saw it, and seeing it again, it reminded me of the trailer because I completely forgot about it. I'm excited for that. Like, I'm not like the biggest Jurassic Park fan, but I like Jurassic Park. And the only Jurassic World I've seen is the first one. I think they're okay. I mean, every time I see a trailer, I want to go see the movie, but I just end up not going to see it. But yeah, it looks good. I like that survival horror type feel they're giving you. I like that, you know, you can't really fight back, but you have to like scavenge for like flares or stuff to try to like at least distract them or lure them away from you. I like that idea. It looks cool. Whether they keep that idea when the game finally launches or they completely scrap that, the initial trailer and details, I think, could be something special. Now again, whether they decide to keep that or scrap it or come up with excuses as to why the game couldn't be completed with that way that they wanted it to be completed, remains to see. But the trailer looked good. I'm excited. I don't know if I'll pick it up day one. Probably not. I mentioned recently, my money's gotten worse. My money situation. I'm barely being able to get all the games I want this year, and I'm having to like lower a lot of the editions, which I was gonna get higher, to like the lower editions, or else I'm just not gonna be able to get them. So I'm gonna have to get like the cheaper editions just to be able to get them, or else I'm not gonna be able to get them. And I was like, fuck. And then I buy manga every month too, so that's a little problem, I guess. But it is what it is. But now because that happened, I'm even more selective on what games I'm gonna get day one and what games I'm gonna wait on. Also, funny enough, Disney's D23 happened over my little 4-day break period. Guys, I didn't think it was going to happen. We are getting Final Fantasy VII Revelations spring of next year and Kingdom Hearts 4 at the end of next year. I am so excited. I really hope you guys are all excited. Let me tell you this, right? I liked Disney, right, growing up, but I wasn't a huge Disney fan until Kingdom Hearts. Like, I watched a lot of Disney movies growing up. You know, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Snow White, Dumbo, Bambi, you know, all the originals, right? And I love them, right? But I wasn't an obsessive, huge fan of Disney until Kingdom Hearts. Just seeing a random character with Disney characters in Disney worlds doing some magical shit. Like, it was so freaking cool. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. And the story, yes, is very convoluted, but at the same time, extremely enjoyable. So, yeah. And the reason why I'm so excited that it's finally coming next year, oh my god, it looks so good. They even announced the Coco world, which is one of the new worlds, and I'm like, oh man. I don't know what else they can add. I don't know, I kind of would like to see Inside Out, but who knows? We'll see. Oh, they haven't done Moana either, huh? Oh, I would like to see that, actually. But yeah, really excited for that. And, I mean, what's the perfect time? Because in, is it October? I think it's early October. We have the Kingdom Hearts collection coming out for PS5, which is like the remakes. Well, not really like remakes, but they're like PS5 versions of like 1.5, 2.5 remakes, and like 2.8 chapter prologue and 3. So it's basically all the Kingdom Hearts games, 1, 2, 3, Birth by Sleep, basically all of them in one big bundle, and like on PS5, so it's not PS4 versions. So really excited.
誰だお前ちょうどいいあんたらに聞きたいことがあるんだよな何秋山って男を知らねえかスカイファイナンスって町金をやってたあんたらに狙われたって話を聞いてる秋山なんて男は知らん本当かおい这里已经没事了咱们走吧。間違いねえ。ありゃ4代目だ。堂島の竜が帰ってきたのか。おい、行くぞ。
Yeah, so for me, really excited. That was possibly like one of the better announcements that I've seen in a while. Like, don't get me wrong, Wolverine, really excited for it. You know. Halloween, extremely excited. September, really excited. But two of my favorite series of all time, literally of all time, is Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. Getting 2 new games for both of those. I don't care about Final Fantasy Resonance. Everyone's talking about that, but I'm like, I literally only care about the TV show that they're putting out for Kingdom Hearts, which I'm so excited for that. And I only care about Final Fantasy. But yeah, so I wasn't. First of all, I was thinking it was going to be like a 2028 game. So when they literally said like fall of next year, I was like, no way. And it was so funny because I was like, a lot of people were automatically like, oh, it's a Kingdom Hearts 3 situation. They just announced it. We're not going to see it for like 6 years. It's definitely going to be delayed again. And I was thinking the same thing because, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced really early on, took forever to come out. And then we finally got it. And it was great, but, you know, took a long time. So I was like, yep. Unfortunately, yeah, there's no way they make that window mark. Well, the day after, literally D23 Day 2, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, Tetsu Nomura, came out and he talked about, yeah, I see the comments online of everyone saying it's going to be delayed. I literally promise you, it's not getting delayed. There's not going to be no pushbacks. There's not going to be like, oh, we need to speed up our team's productivity because they are not meeting the quota. There's not going to be any of that. So no overworked labor or stuff like that. Like, it will release on time at the end of 2027. And I was like, you better not break my heart, bro. It's like, dude, this is huge. And then obviously the show being announced. Like, I never thought I would want a Kingdom Hearts show, but it makes sense. It's basically like you can make an animated show off of it and it could be great. Or a movie or whatever, right? So yeah, that was cool too. Halloween game is getting closer. Yeah, we're like 2 weeks away. It's like what? The 6th, or is it the 8th? Or it's around there. I think it's the 6th. Yeah, we're getting closer to that. But I'm gonna be honest, I'll be surprised. I don't think we're gonna have a lot of time with it, to be honest. Because Wolverine is literally like a week and a half after that. And that game, that is one game I've been saying it since it literally got its release date. I think the end of last year. I'm platinuming that game. Every Insomniac game recently that they've made for the PS5 by platinum. I did Spider-Man on the PS4 in 2018, I think. I did Spider-Man Remastered when it came out. I platinumed it. Miles Morales, I platinumed it within like 3 days. And the Spider-Man 2 took me a little bit longer because I did take a break in between. I think it took me like 5 days, but I platinumed that as well. And when they came out with Rift Apart, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, it took me about a week. But when Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart came out, I played it and I really thoroughly enjoyed that game. Then I sat down and dedicated myself to platinuming it, and I did. So I have literally platinumed every Insomniac game, and particularly the Spider-Man ones because I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite Marvel character, but Wolverine is my favorite X-Men. And this game looks fantastic. Yes, I've seen the people hating for nothing. Like, their reasons for hating are so dumb. Like, it's just to complain, basically. This game looks great. A possible game of the year for this year. And it looks fantastic. So, I'm going to platinum that, too. And that's a game just like Spider-Man, where I'm not going to stop until I platinum it. So yeah, I'm just gonna platinum the shit out of that game. So we'll be lucky if we have Halloween for like maybe 2 or 3 days. I'm not gonna waste a week and a half just playing Halloween. At the end of the day, it's an online game. I don't really think it's gonna entertain me enough for a week and a half. I just don't. You know, I won't even play Call of Duty for a week and a half every day. You know, that's just like... People have been hating on how Crash Bandicoot looks in Fortnite. Oh my god. Someone brought it up. Okay, so, well, you brought up Fortnite. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the Crash thing. The cool thing about that is Crash was leaked, so was Mega Man, so was Pac-Man, so was Persona. I'm so glad Persona's in there. We got Joker from Persona 5 in the game. Kingdom Hearts is coming to Fortnite, by the way, too, which I'm really excited for. That's one skin I absolutely need to get, but no, that Crash thing, I'm surprised you brought up Crash, but anyways, in that Crash scene, Spyro's in there. So Spyro is coming to Fortnite too, except he's a sidekick. So, but yeah, he's. I was like, dude, Spyro was not leaked. What the hell? Why is Spyro in this game? It was so cool. Unfortunately, I'll be lucky if I get, depending on what are bundles and what are part of the Battle Pass, I'll be lucky if I get the Persona skin and Kingdom Hearts, which I'm fine with. I don't really need Mega Man, Crash, Spyro. I'm okay. I like them, but again, with my limited funds, I'm not choosing skins over games. So I'll wait on them, I'll save up, and when they come back, I'll get them. I need the Joker Persona skin, and I need Kingdom Hearts. If I get those two, I'm chilling. All the others can wait. I don't care. I love Crash and Spyro, but I don't really need the skin or the sidekick. I like Mega Man, but if he's not in the Battle Pass, I'm not going to go out of my way to buy him. And Pac-Man, 100%, I don't need. I play Pac-Man games, I like them, but no, I don't need that as a skin. I will say, I think Sonic is in the Battle Pass, but the skin I love the most that I saw was the Shadow skin. Shadow's not in the Battle Pass, so I might need to get Shadow, but, like, those are the only skins I care about. The Shadow skin, the Kingdom Hearts skin, unless they release. No, yeah, well, in the Battle Pass, but I'm saying Shadow, Tails, and all of them are in the Sora. Yeah, he's tier 100. Lame. But yeah, the Shadow skin looks the coolest to me, so I gotta get Shadow. Sora from Kingdom Hearts, unless they put other Kingdom Hearts characters in, Lord help me, because if they do, I'm just gonna cry tears. But Sora is the main character, so I gotta get Sora. But yeah, Sora and Joker for Persona 5. Those three matter the most to me. And I already know Kingdom Hearts Sora is a bundle. It's not in the Battle Pass because it was literally leaked that it's coming like mid-season, so like their reloaded thing. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Not giving that away for free. And then the Persona one I 100% thought was going to be a bundle as well. I didn't think it was going to be in the Battle Pass, so there's that. However, I'm like, you're kind of focusing on Sonic more than anything here. Well, and I guess Mega Man and Pac-Man, but to only put Sonic, like, in the Battle Pass and not, like, you could have done, like, alternate skins for Sonic and make it, like, Shadow and... Who was the third person? I don't remember the third person. Because Tails isn't a character. Tails is a sidekick. So I was like, dude, lame. But it is what it is. I love Sonic, but Shadow was cooler. And if they would have added Silver, Silver beats all of them. Silver's better than Shadow. He's better than Sonic. He's better than Tails. He's better than everybody. Silver is the better fucking character in the Sonic world. But I don't know. People are hating on the design, but it's not out yet. For all you know, that isn't the official design. It was just like a little funny thing they put in the trailer. I'm gonna be honest, there was like a meme going around a couple years ago that made me think of that like skin. And it looked like there was a human dressed in a Crash Bandicoot skin. Remember how they used to promo like PlayStation 1? And it was that guy dressed up as Crash in commercials for PlayStation 1 saying, "Pick up Crash Bandicoot." Like, yeah, that's what I thought. There is no way in hell that that's what the skin looks like. It looks weird, so I hope that's not his actual design, but I don't blame people for hating, because that shit was atrocious. I was like, something looks off about him, and I can't pinpoint it, but I hate it. It was really strange, but there it is. But yeah, I only really care about the Kingdom Hearts, the Shadow bundle, and the Persona bundle. All the others can go kick rocks. I don't care. Now, if I had about like $200 to spend, yeah, I'd probably get them all. But I don't. I'm gonna use all my V-Bucks from the Battle Pass, because I usually get the membership every month. Sometimes I skip a month, but I'm gonna use them all on the bundles, and then probably buy like what is it? the middle pack. They give you like 2,800, and there's a third bundle and done. Like that's all I have for any other skin. So if they announced like they were talking about a Sega thing. This made me so excited. Funny enough, we're on the Yakuza game. There was a Sega leak for Fortnite saying that Kiryu and Dojima were coming mid-season with Sora. If I see Kazuma Kiryu come into Fortnite, I am losing my shit. It's but yeah, I will lose my shit because I mean, obviously we're doing a Yakuza marathon. I have all these games. I officially got the last game, I think it was last month, on disc. So I have all from Yakuza 1, the remasters. I have Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami 1, 2, and 3, which are the remakes of the original 3. I have the Yakuza Remaster Collection, which is Yakuza 3, the original, Yakuza 4, and Yakuza 5. And then I have Yakuza 6 Song of Life, a special edition, where you get like a steelbook and a little soundtrack. And then I have Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which is the 7th game. Then I have Man Who Erases Name, which takes place between the 7th and Infinite Wealth that I just got yesterday. Or not yesterday, last month, I think. Because the English version for the PS5 was never in the States. It was from Japan. So if you wanted the English version of Man Who Erases Name, you had to get it like from someone who got it from Japan, or literally get it imported from Japan, because the English version was only made digital for people, and I needed it all physically, so I had to get an imported copy, basically. It was expensive, but honestly not as expensive as I remember when it comes to imports, but that completed my collection. And then obviously I have Infinite Wealth on disc, and then the one that came out last year, the Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, which we did do that one when it came out on launch, which I think, funny enough, kind of started the Yakuza series, because it was supposed to be a one-off, but then they announced Kiwami 3, and then the like not remakes, but the PS5 versions of Kiwami 1 and 2, and I was like, alright, now's the perfect time. Oh, and 0. They did it for 0 too, and I was like, now is the perfect time to be able to play this for like the channel. So obviously we played, this is the 6th game. So we've officially played 6 games on this channel. Oh, when if you count Yakuza 0, then 7. 7 of the series. So yeah, I love this series. So if freaking Kiryu gets a freaking skin in Fortnite, I'm gonna be losing my mind. What are we doing? The homeless guy deserves them. Okay, we're supposed to get him a bento set? Oh, why'd I come all the way over here? Dude, literally, why? There was a store right here. We're not gonna talk about this. A bento set. Sushi set. Pizza bun. Oh my god, there's not even a bento set here. Oh, it's right here. Should I get him a healthy? But you know what? Not to be mean, he's homeless. He needs a healthy bento. While we're here, we got a lot of money. Let's stock up on food items. We have no healing items, so if we take damage, we're screwed. Let's stock up on food. I usually get 10 of each. I have so much money, so I'm not tripping. 10 is the most you can hold, but I always get the max just because I don't worry about guarding or dodging too much sometimes. So I do be taking a lot of hits. I probably should, but I played this game so many times. I have enough money that I just buy food, and I don't worry about dodging too much. Alright, let's get that. Now, you're probably wondering, like, oh, why didn't you get the toughness Z and all that shit? Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Again, I've played this game so many times. I know where the better heals are at. That's where we're going. They're down here. The better heals are right here. And these, if I get really low health, I use one and it'll just give me all my health back. And it'll give me my heat back, which allows me to do a lot of these cool moves. But yeah, like the craft design was atrocious. I don't, like I said, for all I know, that isn't the official design, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the new season starts on the 20th. What are we at? We're at the 16th, right? We got 4 days. We're on the 17th, so we got 3 days. Let's see. Just leave it.
ったく時間食っちまった。
Alright. I do think this is one of the better seasons of Fortnite, though, in a long time. So I'm really excited to see what they do with that. The store's not here. I think it's a little more down. It should have been right here on the edge. Oh, freaking threw a freaking sign at me. Unbelievable. Look at this. Even when you dodge, you get slammed. Okay. Let me pull up. It should have been literally right here. The doctor. Unbelievable. Hello? Where is it? Am I gonna have to go to Abyssal Pond? Probably. Nah, not the pawn shop. It'll probably be Don Quixote. Or it's not unlocked yet. We might have to check Don Quixote, which is crazy, but oh well. We get all the way down there. What was that comment? I saw Spider-Man. That's all I saw. By the way, I heard Spider-Man 3 is in development by Insomnia. Yes, I heard that as well. So, I heard that it just started, actually. So, that means we got at least 3 or 4 years. Probably 3 before we see anything about it. Which means the collection is broken. If you got all the Spider-Man games on disc, the final one, Spider-Man 3, you're not getting on disc. It's going to be all digital because it's going to be past 2028. Which is... it's a shame. I don't know why they do this, but... You know, it is what it is. It sucks. Because I was like, bro, can you just, like, give me Spider-Man 3 and then go all digital, if anything? I gotta complete that collection. I'm just glad we're gonna get Kingdom Hearts 4 before they cut off physical games. That means I'm gonna have Kingdom Hearts 4 on disc. Oh my God, I'm so excited. That's a damn shame. I hate that they do that. But it is what it is. Okay. I'm not running all the way back up to the top. We're taking a taxi. Speaking of Spider-Man, did you hear that Brand New Day finally hit $2 billion at the box office?
かしこまりました。それでは出発いたします。は、そうですか。またのご利用をお待ちしています。初乗り、そうですか。またのご利用をお待ちしています。
Let's give this bento to him, and he should lead us to Akiyama. But yeah, Spider-Man Brand New Day hit 2 billion box office. I think it's the number 3 or number 4 best movie of all time now. It finally beat Force Awakens. Yes, I was hoping it would. I was actually hoping it would. Now, there are people out there saying it's going to make 3 billion. I'm sorry. I think it's next week. Kids start going back to school, so if you're in high school or below, you're going back to school. Okay. And if you're starting up a new semester of college, you're going back to school. Right? Y'all don't have the free time to make money. Make this movie money. So, I unfortunately think in like the next month, it's going to really slow down in the amount of money it makes. It's not hitting 3 billion. Do I think it can hit 2.5? Yes. I think barely. I think that's where we're going to see it end, is 2.5 billion. The next movie, though, that is going to pass this for sure, there's not a lot of movies that are ever going to hit these numbers. The next one, the closest one that's going to have a chance at beating that and getting 3 billion is, well, funny enough, it's Endgame. Because Endgame almost hit that 2 billion mark. And they're bringing back Endgame with a whole bunch of scenes for Doomsday. So to prepare you for Doomsday, basically it's gonna be Endgame in theaters with like, they've already shown off, Marvel themselves have shown off like 6, well not shown off, but they've talked about it in interviews and stuff, 6 new scenes that are gonna kind of set up Doomsday that are coming into the encore version of Endgame. It's literally called Avengers Endgame Encore. And they're like, those 6 scenes are just the beginning. The movie, I think it's in September, the end of September. The tickets go live the end of August, so me and my friends are just waiting so we can go see it. But I'm excited. Normally I wouldn't go see Endgame after I've seen it like 3-4 times, but this has a lot of big stuff in it that is going to set up Doomsday for me. And I haven't seen the whole movie from beginning to end in a long time, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll go see it. I'm on that Avengers hype and I'm ready. But yeah, it's supposed to set it up. It's supposed to do a lot. They stopped very short of 2 billion. So I think within the first day of people buying tickets, it's going to hit 2 billion. That might hit 3 billion. Maybe not, but we'll see. But it might hit 3 billion. Now, the next one after that that's going to hit 3 billion or more is going to be Doomsday, 100%. And then after that is the next Spider-Man movie. If I'm being completely honest, the only movies that can hit these numbers are the Avengers movies and Spider-Man movies. The X-Men is not even hitting 2 billion, okay? Ghost Rider, no matter how good it is, it's not hitting 2 billion. These movies don't bring in enough people to hit these numbers. You know, a Thunderbolts, a Fantastic Four, they don't make those numbers. The only ones that stand a chance at making those numbers are an Avengers movie or a Spider-Man movie. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I knew Spider-Man Brand New Day would hit 1 billion. I wasn't expecting it to hit 2 billion. I thought it was going to get close, but I didn't think it was going to hit it. And those people over here saying it's going to hit 3, I'm going to be honest, I'm not judging it. I mean, if it hits it, I'm happy, but I don't think it's going to make it. It made the most money because there was a lot of people that weren't in school, kind of the summer, basically just wasting money back to back to just rack up the money for the theater. And I mean, it is a good movie. Do I think it's the best Spider-Man movie of all time? No. Funny enough, I've had time to think on it. I still think No Way Home is better. I love Brand New Day, right? And I love the new stuff it does and stuff like that. There's just something about the three Spider-Man and then all the villains and that whole multiverse thing and the impact of him losing everyone close to him. You know, MJ, Ned, Doctor Strange, the Avengers, right? All that at the end of the movie, him losing it all. And then Ame dying. All those things put together just making it overall better. Story-wise, it was ass. Well, it wasn't ass, but it was all over the place. It wasn't like the perfect mainline stream, understandable story for many people. I'm pretty sure a lot of people left confused, but I still think No Way Home is better in the visuals, the shots that they make, the villains, the story, Tom Holland's acting when it comes to Peter and Spider-Man. I just think No Way Home was a better movie in those aspects. And the emotional weight that movie carried, basically. But I really love Brand New Day. And honestly, if you ask me, depending on a day, they're just about the same. They're both really freaking good movies. Now, if I had to watch one again, this is where the line blurs, which is why I think No Way Home still comes on top. If I had to watch them again, I'm going to watch both again. All the time, right? They're both great movies. Whereas, I probably will never watch Homecoming again. And again, I have to watch what I say, because that's also a lie, because for our Patreon, I will be watching all the Spider-Man movies, so we will watch Homecoming. But after that, I'll never watch it again. Homecoming was the one Tom Holland movie I absolutely hated. And it mainly had to do with Vulture. I didn't like Vulture in that movie. I don't care what anyone says. And, as nothing against Michael Keaton, it's just he wasn't used the way I wanted him to be used. You know, going off of comic Vulture, his Vulture in Homecoming was disrespectful. Like, it was a disrespect to the Vulture character. Okay? I didn't like his suit. I thought it was horrible. It was a bad suit. I'm sorry. It wasn't like the Vulture suit I had in mind. And then, again, even though it kind of works, the whole random girl of Michael Keaton, his daughter, like, kind of falling in love with Peter, I was like, bruh, what is this? I want Gwen or MJ. I don't care about no other girl. That's stupid. So, even though it made sense for the story, it was ass. I didn't care. I didn't like Vulture. I just thought the story was ass. I didn't mind the fight scenes and certain stuff like that with, like, Iron Man and stuff, but I didn't like Homecoming at all. I know a lot of people still love Homecoming. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I've literally read the reasons why, and I'm like, those are the reasons why I hate the movie. You like it for that reason, and those are why I hate it. I thought Far From Home was way better than Homecoming. And then No Way Home just blew it through the roof, okay? On, just an overall great movie. And then Brand New Day, again, a great movie. There are a couple choices in there I didn't like with, well, spoilers. The movie's... You should have seen the movie by now. But with, like, Jean Grey, there's a couple choices I didn't really like there. I didn't mind the way she used her powers and stuff like that. I thought it was kind of cool. Punisher accidentally, well, he was aiming for Jean, but Spider-Man getting hit by the bullet, ending up in the hospital. That was kind of the point where I thought he was going to get the symbiote and come back. It didn't happen. I was just like, they killed Spider-Man in this movie. It was a great movie. That's all I can say. I would watch it again, probably another 3 times. Maybe not in theaters though, but it was really good. I still think I prefer No Way Home, though, honestly. Like, thinking of the bigger moments and the bigger fights, I have a lot more from No Way Home than Brand New Day. I think, as much as I hate to say it, I think Brand New Day is basically a brand new, pun intended, obviously. It's a brand new look at, if we didn't get Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home, at what the Spider-Man movie, like the original trilogy, could have been. Like, Brand New Day could have been Homecoming if Tony and all that trash wasn't in it, right? That could have been the first movie and then we could have got something else after Brand New Day, whatever it's called, and that could have been Far From Home, and then we could have got that big movie, and that could have been No Way Home. And I'm glad that we're finally that line of like, he feels like he's finally the Spider-Man we wanted him to be. And I was like, it took 4 movies, but we're here. So I'm like really excited to see where the next two movies go. 2 more Spider-Man movies, and I think 3 Avengers type movies. So he's gonna be in Doomsday. Well, not Doomsday, but he's gonna be in like 2 more Avengers movies, and then an Avengers-like movie. What the hell that means, I don't fully know. I think it's like a crossover between like the Avengers and some other stuff. But I can't really say. I'm not the one making these choices on the contract, but yeah, that's what he signed for. So we have 2 more Spider-Man movies and like 2 Avengers types movies and 1 Avengers-like movie. So, by the way, Spyro's got to be big enough character to be added to Fortnite. No. You didn't hear me earlier. He's gonna be in Fortnite, but he's not a character. He's a sidekick. So if you haven't played Fortnite in a long time, and by a long time I mean at least a year, they added these things called sidekicks. They're like pets that run around with you, and that's it. They're like pets. That's it. They don't give you properties. They don't give you buffs or anything. They're just like having a pet run around with you, and they're called sidekicks. They're most of the time way more expensive than normal skins. They're usually like 2,000 to 3,000 V-Bucks. They're ridiculous, which is exactly why I don't need Spyro, because I'm not spending 2,000 V-Bucks on that guy. But he's a sidekick. It's confirmed he's a sidekick. I mean, he's still big enough to be added even as a sidekick. Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, he's not going to be an actual skin. Because I think a lot of people were confused. I saw the reveal and people were like, oh, Spyro's in the game. I can't wait to equip that skin. I'm like, no. There's no way in hell he's a skin. He's going to be a sidekick. Like, he's small enough to be a sidekick. And the only way he could be a skin is if he's on his hind legs and someone's, like, cosplaying as Spyro. It wouldn't look right. It wouldn't look right. So yeah, he's gonna be a sidekick 100%. But yeah, I'm not gonna get it. You know, we're entering in the fall of gaming. It happens every year, and it's always that moment where you're opening your wallet and you're wasting so much money because there's so many freaking games that you're excited for and that are good that are coming out. And I'd rather buy new games than buy skins on Fortnite. So I'm having to dial it back and kind of be like, yeah, I want these games, so I'm only able to get a certain amount of skins of Fortnite, and that's it. And for me, it's just it's Persona and Kingdom Hearts and Shadow, if I can. Now, if they release Kiryu, I'm choosing Kiryu over Shadow, and we'll wait. I'm gonna get it because I'm a big fan of Spyro. So am I. But it's either spend like $20 for a Spyro sidekick, or save that towards a game and I can get a new game. I'd rather get the new game. I'm a Spyro fan too, but I don't got that $20 to spend on a freaking sidekick. I just don't. Because, again, the sidekicks are normally like 2,000 V-Bucks. That's ridiculous. No. I'll wait. I'll wait, and when he comes back around in the shop again, I'll have enough and I'll be able to get him. See, I got Fortnite when it first came out, so I got it with the Founders Pack that came with Save the World. And for anyone who bought it on console when Save the World existed as a paid thing, your dailies give you free V-Bucks. You get three dailies that you can hold at once, and each daily you complete gives you 100 V-Bucks. So every day I log in, I do my dailies. If I can complete them and they're easy, I complete them. If not, I refresh them for a new daily. But I get tons of V-Bucks by just doing my dailies on Save the World. That's how I save up a lot of V-Bucks. I don't really pull out my wallet and buy a lot of skins often. The only time I do it is for Fortnitemares. For last year and the year before, Fortnitemares were crazy. They added a lot of skins. I think last year for Fortnitemares, I got like every skin. I got Scooby-Doo, I got Jason, I got, was it the Catcher or whatever from, that movie? I forgot his name. And, Ghostface, I got like every skin. Oh, except for the Doja Cat. I didn't get that one. But I got every skin from last year besides that. And the year before that, I got the only good ones. I'm trying to think, who was it? Well, it was Michael Myers and a couple other skins. And Fortnitemares is going to be crazy. So I live in LA. We're going to Universal Studios for around Halloween. And there's going to be a Fortnite like type house at Halloween Horror Nights. So I'm hoping they announce the skins for Fortnitemares during that Halloween event at Universal Studios. Because if they do, I need to see what they're going to be. Like me, I want to see some really cool skins. I have hope. So in case you don't understand what's going on, Haruka had an accident. She ended up in the hospital. And she was pregnant. And she had a baby. And that's Haruto. And that's the baby in the beginning of the game where we just randomly were taking care of him. And everyone's like, how did we get to this point? Well, now we know this is Haruka's baby. Now, how we end up with it and stuff like that is... you'll see. But yeah, she was pregnant. She had a baby. She's in the hospital. And there we go. We don't know who the father is yet. We don't know what's going on. That's going to be a little bit of a journey trying to find the father and stuff like that, so. I'm also worried for October because what I heard recently, I heard some leaks. If you're a Pokemon fan, you're about to get your mind blown. I heard some leaks, literally at the beginning of the year, and I didn't believe it because it didn't go anywhere. But apparently, they've been keeping silent for a while to randomly just shadow drop and shadow surprise everybody. So at the beginning of the year, in February, when Pokemon Day happened, I think it was like February 25th. It's every year, February 25th is Pokemon Day. They literally said, oh, they're releasing Leaf Green and Fire Red on the Switch. I picked up Fire Red, you know that, and we played it for the channel. Well, leakers were saying back then that this is just the first step into, like, the 30th anniversary for Pokemon? Because that was this year. Now, what do they mean by that? Well, this was the first collection of games they're releasing on the Switch for their anniversary. The first, meaning they have more. So the leak entailed that they're trying to bring a lot of the original ones to the Switch. Because recently, I think starting the end of August, they're going to cut Pokebank away. Now, for anyone who doesn't play Pokemon, Pokebank was a thing that existed on the old DSs and the 3DS, all the way up to the 3DS, and it basically stored your Pokemon that you moved from the game onto the Pokebank. So if you ever wanted to move those Pokemon to like Pokemon Home or to any newer games, that's what the Pokebank was for. It was like a storage thing, a digital cloud save storage thing basically, that held your Pokemon so you can move them to Home, and then Home would move them to the newer games. Well, Pokebank is getting discontinued at the end of this month, so you won't be able to use it anymore. And if you have a membership, I think they said they'd refund however many months or whatever you had left. They would refund the correct amount that they think is, viable for however much time you had. So it's funny, people were like, literally like, I don't have it, but I'm going to buy it right now so that when it expires, I still have like, almost a whole year left, so they refund me, and I'm like, that's dumb. Because like you're just gonna get refunded less money than what you spent. That's stupid. What? I was like, that's dumb. But anyways, it's gonna be discontinued. So people are like, oh, how am I supposed to get? Because we have Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Switch now, so we don't gotta worry about that. What about my Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon? Or my Emerald Pokemon? Those were the Game Boy ones. Or what about, well, not Diamond and Pearl, because we have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl on the Switch. So we got those Pokemon. But people were like, what about my Ruby and Sapphire, my Emerald? What about Black and White? Because those were on the DS and the 3DS. X and Y, I guess you could count Pokemon Legends ZA. That kind of covers that. And as far as Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, if you have to, and you want to get those legendaries, you can still get those in like Scarlet and Violet or Sword and Shield. Me personally, I own all 4 of those games. I'll never go back and play Scarlet and Violet. That game was just shit. I'm sorry. And then you can get some other legendaries in the DLC. Again, I'm never going to play that game again. And Sword and Shield, I guess I could play it once through on Sword and once through on Shield again to get it, but it's just such a hassle that I wouldn't want to do that. So, the leak, back to what I'm saying, I rambled a little bit. Pokemon Home will now support Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think it already does support it currently. If you own Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, which were the first Pokemon games they put on the Nintendo Switch before all these other new games and remakes, that had a lot of what Fire Red and Leaf Green Pokemon had, but more. So it had a lot of other newer type things. Now, Ruby and Sapphire are all those Gen Pokemon, you know, the starters and stuff. You still can't get them unless you do Pokemon Home, which I don't think a lot of people play that anymore. And the same thing goes with Emerald, and the same thing goes with Black and White, Sun and Moon. Those are the 3DS and the DS. You can't get those Pokemon anymore because of the Pokebank. Well, the rumor leak was saying Fire Red, Leaf Green, now that it's came to the Switch, in the fall of 2026. We're going to get Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I don't know if it's 3 separate games or if it's like a bundle for the Switch. They're all coming to the Switch, basically, whether they're separate or in a bundle. And you won't need the Pokebank because you won't have to play them on the older consoles. They'll be available on the Switch, like Fire Red and Leaf Green, so you'll still be able to get like the Pokédex of the Pokemon from that. And I was like, oh, that's okay, that makes sense. And I'm like, wait a minute, the fall, there's so many games releasing. I'm sad. If they release them separately, I think they have to be like $20 a piece. But I'm hoping, even if they do that, Emerald is the only game you can get Deoxys and Rayquaza. You can't get them in Ruby and Sapphire, so you do need Emerald for that Pokédex. But then, if you get Ruby, you get Groudon, but you don't get Kyogre. Kyogre's only in Sapphire, whereas Groudon is in Ruby. But if you get Emerald, you get Kyogre and Groudon. You get both of them, and you get Rayquaza and Deoxys. So Emerald is going to be the best one to get, but I don't know. But that was cool, and I was like, oh, that's like a cool thing. Now, recent rumors have said that's not all they're going to do. They're also going to make like a bundle or like separate games for Black and White, and then I don't think it's going to be Black and White. I think it's going to be Black version 2 and White version 2, because those are basically the same game as Black and White, but they added more new Pokemon and they switched the story a slight bit. So that I would be fine with that. And the Black version 2 and White version 2 are 2 of my favorite on the DS. I like them better than Diamond and Pearl and all that shit. And then they said next year they're gonna continue this like catalog thing they're doing to bring, somehow they're gonna try for X and Y to bring from the 3DS to the Switch, as well as Sun and Moon, but particularly the Ultra Sun and Moon, so you get all that Pokédex from the original, but you get the Ultra Beasts, which are only in the Ultra versions of the game. And I was like, yo, if this is real, well, first of all, part of it is already real because Fire Red and Leaf Green are on the Switch. And the rumors keep going that Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire are coming possibly in October. And I'm like, okay, as we get closer to October, they're going to shadow drop it. I'm so excited. And if that comes true, the Black and White and X and Y coming to the Switch next year, I'm so excited, bro. X and Y, I still have my 3DS. I have two 3DSs. I have a 2DS and a new 3DS XL. X and Y, particularly Y, is my favorite 3DS game. And I have Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire as well. I love those better than the original. And then my favorite on the DS was Black and White, particularly Black version 2 and White version 2. So those two games are my favorite from the DS and the 3DS. I would be so happy to see those come to the Switch. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I would be very happy. So, I don't know, man. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I grew up with it. I watched it on TV in the 90s. Crazy. When I was a kid, I'm so happy. I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan, honestly. Well, for anyone who is, you know now what's going on. So yeah, the Pokemon Bank thing on 3DS and DS, they're discontinuing it. You can't use it anymore. If we're in September of 2026 now, it doesn't work. If you're still at the beginning of August, you're good until the end of the month. Basically, move everything over while you can to Pokemon Home. And even though it's sad that it's closing down, I mean, they're kind of porting the games to Switch. So, I guess it's not really a big deal. I think the only big deal that people would have problems with is having to rebuy the game again, right? They're going to make you buy it again on the Switch if you want to get access to those Pokemon. Now, I'm hoping they do what they did with Fire Red and Leaf Green. With Fire Red and Leaf Green, when you picked it up, and well, it's still like that if you pick it up now, but I already own it. All the events that were in that game when it first launched on the Game Boy, the Mew event, you can still get it. The Mewtwo, all those other legendaries, the dogs, they're in Fire Red Leaf Green right now if you picked it up. In the original, it only lasted for a certain amount of time, and then if you didn't catch them, if you didn't get them, you were screwed. It was an event. And Pokemon, in every Pokemon game, does events like this, where, hey, catch this or get this legendary for a limited time. If you don't do it during the specific time, you miss out, basically. Well, now with Fire Red and Leaf Green, the events are basically permanent. As long as you own the game, you could do it whenever you pick it up, which I love. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do that when they port over Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, because those games had some decent events as well, like the like that shit. And oh my god, X and Y had so many freaking great events. And the same thing goes with Black and White. Oh my god, they had so many cool events. They had events that literally added story to the game for free. For free. You didn't have to pay extra. Not like Sword and Shield where you have to buy an expansion. Not like freaking Scarlet and Violet when you have to buy an expansion. They were free. So, I mean, releasing a game like that at $20 and I got all those events for free? Oh man, that is bang for your buck if you ever say that. Like, that is bang for your buck. So I love that, and I'm ready. I'm ready. Like, granted, I'll be lucky if I can get one of them. And as I broke it down, the only good one to get if they release Emerald, Ruby, and Sapphire is Emerald. You get all the Pokemon and the legendaries from Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, and you get two more. You get a new story after you beat the game, and you get Rayquaza and Deoxys. Oh, and I think you get Jirachi as well, because that's an event, right? So Emerald's the best way to go. And Emerald does change the story slightly, but it's fine. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I think the first Pokemon game we did on the channel, was it X and Y? No. It was, did I do Arceus? I don't know which one I did. What was it? We did Legends ZA, 100%. And I really enjoyed it. If I'm being honest, I prefer the original X and Y more. But while this cutscene plays, I already know this story. While this cutscene plays, let me look at my channel and see what Pokemon games we have done. Oh, we did Fire Red, and then we did X and Y, I think. Legend ZA, my bad. Legend ZA. I still need to get Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I had a copy, but I lost it when like a couple years ago. So I need to get it. I had Let's Go Eevee, so I need to get it again. I have Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl. I guess we could do that for the channel. That would be cool. I'm not doing Sword and Shield. Well, I guess we could do Sword and Shield, but we're not doing Scarlet and Violet. That shit was trash. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love Scarlet and Violet, and I don't understand it. It's trash. Yeah, we did Fire Red for the channel. We did Legend ZA. I think that's it. Yeah. I have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and I've been wanting to replay that again because I made the mistake of trading in my old Switch 1 for my Switch 2, not knowing that I had to transfer over my save data from the first Switch to the Switch 2, and it deleted my save data for all my games that I put hours into. Marvel, Capcom, what is it? Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So many hours of that, so many characters maxed out, so many strats and OP like teams gone. All of that. And then obviously all my Pokemon saves, and I was like, no, I had a lot of that Pokemon I can't get back anymore. All gone. All gone. But yeah, it was all deleted and all gone. And I was like, oh, I recently on my own started playing X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire on my 3DS. I've been using. This is a callback to anyone who remembers it, but we're gonna get a little old here. There's a thing called an action replay. You could buy it and you put it in to the DS, and then you put the game in the action replay, and it basically gives you cheats for whatever game you put in the action replay. It was like that for Fire Emblem. It was like that for Pokemon. It was like that for Super Smash Brothers. It was like that for a lot of games. They have a DS version and a 3DS version. I have both. And it was a way for people to get legendaries in the game for Pokemon that never existed in that game. And it was really cool. So I've been using that to play like the game, and I've been having fun. And I was like, man, I need to replay Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl again. Because I lost all my save. And I was like, now that home is available for those games, I can stock up on those Pokemon, so when the new Pokemon game comes out, I can transfer it over. Which is Wind and Waves next year, which I'm excited for. And I was like, also though, I wouldn't mind playing Sword and Shield again. I'm not doing Scarlet and Violet. So I'm like, okay, I want to replay those two again. Now that I'm thinking about it, we've only done Fire Red, and we've only done Legend ZA for the channel. We should probably do those. Like I said, this channel is just sharing my love of whatever game or topic I enjoy with you guys, in hopes that also some of the people watching enjoy the same thing. Basically sharing the love of gaming or whatever I talk about with you guys. Which is kind of like why the Patreon is being made too. I've always wanted to react to TV shows and movie series. A lot of people love that. And just talking to a couple people in the channel, a lot of them love the same stuff and series I love. What more better than rewatching it with fans that also love it and reacting to it, even though I've already seen it. Some of them I haven't seen, so that would be cool. But doing that on the Patreon. So, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna do it because when Winds and Waves comes out next year, I'm gonna be doing that for the channel. And if they release Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald in October, I'm gonna be doing Emerald on the channel as well. So there we go. We got a couple series that we have on the back pedal that we're getting into. Currently gonna do God of War, I guess 2018 and Ragnarok. We're gonna do the Halo series now that we got done with the first remake, which was, for me, now thinking about it, a little mixed. But I mean, still better than the original. So next year we'll do the Halo series. I have all the Halo games, so we'll get into those. We've done the Gears of War series. We got to do God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. And then we're going to do Laufey as well when it comes out in February. And then when they release the God of War, I guess, remakes of the original 3, we're going to be doing those. We're still going with the Persona series. We finished 3 Reload. I'm waiting till 4 Revival comes out. We'll play that, and then after that, we'll be playing Persona 5, Persona 5 Strikers, and then Persona 5 Tactica. I haven't played Tactica. It's been just sitting in my library, so that game is whole new to me. Hopefully it's good. I got it on a sale like a couple years back, like a year after release for like $20. I was like, oh. I mean, because I was obsessed with Persona 5, so I 100% believe this game would be just as enjoyable. So, there was that. And then we got some other series that we're planning on. We did the 3 Spyro games this year, so we'll be doing Spyro Realm Beyond when we pick that up. And, yeah. We got a couple things going. Kingdom Hearts, my series for Kingdom Hearts will start in October. When that Kingdom Hearts collection, literally every game before Kingdom Hearts, we're going to be doing a lot of Kingdom Hearts in October. And I'm so glad October is kind of slow. We got Call of Duty at the end of the month. That's fine. And the beginning of October is E-Day. Gears of War E-Day. We're going to be playing that day 1 because we played every Gears of War on the channel. Except for Judgment. But Judgment is a side story and it's kind of... It's meh. A lot of the fan base is like mixed on it. It's okay, but you can totally skip it and still get the story. So we skipped it, but... yeah, E-Day is important to how like the story began in the first game. So we're going to be doing that. And that's the beginning of October. We can finish that in like 3-4 days and then move on to Kingdom Hearts, which comes out, I think, the 8th. Did you get my last few comments? I'm going to get it because I'm a big fan of Spyro. I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan. Oh, I missed one. In a way, I'm a casual Pokemon fan. I only like Pikachu mainly. Is that because Pikachu is the only one you know? Like, I feel like everyone knows Pikachu or like Charizard. Like, you could mention Pokemon and be like, hey, what Pokemon do you know by name? And I guarantee you, majority of people are going to say 3 names. Pikachu, Eevee, because Eevee is getting popular everywhere, and Charizard. Those are the only 3 people who don't really play Pokemon a lot will 100% know. But yeah, it makes sense. I was a casual, but that's when I was younger. And I've played every game, and I've become a hardcore fan, because it is like... And I don't know how it's considered an RPG. Yeah, it's turn-based, but it's not like the normal RPG that I don't enjoy. Like, when I say... I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, for me, when I mention that I don't like RPGs... It's turn-based RPGs. Like, think of the old Final Fantasies. There's only one game that is an exception for me, and that's Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. That one is turn-based, but it's not aggressive, and it's actually enjoyable. Any other game that's turn-based in the old Final Fantasy games, I don't like. I like the stories, but I don't like them. There's a reason why I never went and played the original Final Fantasy VII, even when my friends said it was so freaking great. Because the turn-based RPG is like a turn-off for me, like 100%. Now you could be like, oh, Persona is kind of a turn-based. Yeah, but not in the traditional sense of, again, the older Final Fantasies is the example that comes to mind. So it's fine. That's why I enjoy it. It's not so bad, like the older ones. And I like the newer Final Fantasies because they're more action RPG, so they're not really turn-based. They're like, the easiest way to explain it, it's going to sound bad, but you mash one button while opening up a menu on the side in the middle of that mashing to do different combos and different moves. So it keeps the action going, but you can also do cool moves in between when you open up that menu, which is more enjoyable than the turn-based aspect for me. So I never looked at Pokemon like that. I never looked at it as an RPG. It is technically an RPG. You know, you attack, the enemy attacks, but I never really looked at it like that. So I've always enjoyed it, despite being a person that doesn't like RPGs, which is a surprise. And for the longest time, I never had a problem with any Pokemon game until the DS when they did Sun and Moon. Oh, or 3DS, my bad. Sun and Moon was trash. Absolute trash, okay? And they had the audacity to do what they did with, like, a lot of the older games. And they made another game, and it was Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Same game, by the way. You just get an extra storyline at the end that is ass, by the way, that introduces, like, a whole new subcategory of legendaries, which legendaries are the stronger Pokemon that are very hard to find. You usually only unlock them to be able to catch after you beat the main story and stuff like that. Regardless, they're not even called legendaries, they're called Ultra Beasts. And even though I like the idea behind them, a lot of the Ultra Beast designs just look atrocious. They look bad. Like, one of them is literally a jellyfish. A fucking jellyfish. How is that a legendary? Freaking Tentacool. Or Tentacruel, which is like a jellyfish squid thing, is cooler than this Ultra Beast. It's so lame how they didn't come up with cool designs. It's just ass. Absolutely ass. So, that is one game, and again, funny enough, a lot of people loved Ultra Sun and Moon. I don't know how. I feel like the people who love Ultra Sun and Moon love Scarlet and Violet, because both of those games go hand in hand with how horrible they were story-wise and ass. Now, to explain, I can explain why I don't like Ultra Sun and Moon. Scarlet and Violet, I can explain it too, but for some people, they might enjoy it. Here's the thing. Pokemon, for so long, had the same formula with a different story, different character designs, different Pokemon in a different sub-area in the world of Pokemon. Right? There's different regions, and depending on which region you're in, there's different types of Pokemon that can do different stuff, right? 8 gym badges all over the world in whichever region you're in. Build a team of 6 Pokemon and beat the Elite Four in whatever region that is. You can only challenge the Elite Four after you've gotten 8 gym badges, right? Sounds easy, right? Beat 8 people up, get their gym badge, go to the Elite Four. Easy, right? Beat the Elite Four, credits roll, and then if they do have legendaries or stuff at the end game, you can go hunt them and search them out. Pretty easy, right? Okay. Q Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon. Got rid of the whole gym thing. Doesn't exist anymore. Number one reason why I hated it was removing the gym thing. You're in Hawaii, which was cool. I really love the island of Hawaii. I think they called it Oahu or something like that. It was their own name. Or Honolulu, I can't remember. Honolulu, I can't even say it, but they made up their own version of Hawaii, but it's clearly Hawaii if you see it, right? They literally mentioned that they visualized it off of Hawaii. So, you're on the island of Hawaii. It's not even a region. So, they got rid of the region stuff where the first series of games was the Kanto region. Then it was, I think, the Galar region, then the Johto region with Hard Gold, Soul Silver, and so on, right? They got rid of the region thing. Red flag. Got rid of the 8 gym badges and Elite Four. Red flag. And don't Don't get me wrong, they didn't just get rid of it, they replaced it with something else, which in their words was better. It was not, it was worse. They replaced it with something called the gym challenges. Now this is where some people didn't like it and some people did. I liked it for what it was, but don't get me wrong, I'd rather have the gym battles over the gym challenges. Now, what you did, it wasn't even a gym, they were called island challenges, but there was a guy that was supposed to be like the gym leader. Instead, he was called the Hakuna, because Hawaii. Well, so there's 8 Hakunas you have to not really fight. You have to just beat them in a gym challenge. Or island challenge. The island challenges were basically like the Hakuna would do something like, for example, he'd put cards on, it was like a mini-game thing. Literally, the easiest way to describe it is like they were a whole bunch of mini-games with 8 Hakunas. And if you beat them in the mini-game, there you go. One of them literally was just not, like, what is it? It was like matching. Where you had to match all the cards faster than him. It was so lame and so uninventive. I'm pretty sure the main area in Maneater is based off of Florida. That would make sense. There was a lot of beaches. I love that game, by the way. I like the better version better. The radioactive version of Maneater. It added a lot more content. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, anyways, it was lame. It was absolutely lame. Like I said, one of them was like literally matching cards faster than the Hakuna. One of them was like Simon Says with the Hakuna. He'd do something and then your character had to do the same exact thing until he slipped up. It was just awful. It was awful. And there was fighting throughout that challenge to get to the Hakuna, but there was no gym. And then when you got up to the Hakuna, it was just like a minigame. It was ass. You know, we gotta find people talking about what's going on. But it was ass. Like, absolutely. And it was just disappointing. And I knew when the reveal trailers I was excited because it was a new Pokemon game. Don't get me wrong. But even I will admit it was ass. Like, literally, them removing the gyms was a red flag. Them removing the region thing was a red flag. The Hawaii setting was a green flag. I kind of like that. Them changing the gym leader thing to Hakuna, I was like, well, that's not so bad. It makes sense because we're in Hawaii. But there was no gym thing, so I had a problem with it. There was no region thing. Some of the Pokemon designs I actually didn't mind. The starters kind of were ass, I'm not gonna lie. They're probably like some of the worst starters I've seen. The Ultra Beast thing, when they obviously did Ultra Sun and Moon, was ass. Even the story was bad, so I couldn't like maintain like my attention span to finish the story. I did finish it, but it was stressful to get through. And a lot of other stuff, like the way that you could evolve a Pokemon, they made it too simple. You could literally hit, I think, level 10, and you could just evolve if you wanted to, or you could wait till level 16. It was bad. It was just bad. And then, if you transferred any Pokemon over from older games, and you wanted to get like their different forms and stuff, you needed specific items. A lot of the items they made you pay an egregious amount of money for just to buy one of them. And there was so many, if you ported over a lot of like Pokemon and legendaries, you needed like specific items to unlock their true power or something. So it was really lame. And I guess now thinking about it, the game isn't really bad. It's just lame. Like, it's Pokemon in only the name. A lot of the designs are bad, including the starter designs. I just went with the fire one because I usually pick a fire starter. So, really bad. On top of the bad designs, they got rid of the gyms. They got rid of the regional thing, and the regional decks as well. Like, overall, just every time they did one good decision, they made like 3 bad decisions. It was just a bad game. And that is the worst Pokemon game on the 3DS. Now, the other 2 that came out on the 3DS are way more fun. 2 of them are remakes of Ruby and Sapphire. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Kept the story the same, added some tweaks in there, added legendaries that never existed in the originals. in this new remake, added Mega Evolution, which was first introduced in X and Y. And these came out after X and Y, which was cool. We got to see Ruby and Sapphire Pokemons and legendaries with Mega Evolutions, which didn't exist in the original, which is why it's better than the original. And, you know, had like a lot of events, and it was really fun. They're remakes, but they're better than the originals, and they're better than Sun and Moon, which was the final game. And then X and Y was the first ones on the 3DS, and those were peak. Like, absolutely the best Pokemon games on the 3DS. And then on the DS, we got Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I've played those once. They're very expensive to buy, so I'm hoping they port them over to the Switch at some point, as long as they keep like a $20, $30 price point. That's not bad for how long they are and how much content you get out of them, and if they carry over all the events like they did with Fire Red and Leaf Green, you're getting your money's worth. It's not bad. And for all the fans who love the originals, being able to play them on the new Switch is also nice. So Heart Gold, Soul Silver, really love it actually. And then there was Diamond and Pearl. I prefer Heart Gold, Soul Silver over Diamond and Pearl, but still didn't mind Diamond and Pearl. Funny enough, on the Switch we got Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, a little broken on launch, but it's fixed now. Way better versions of the originals as well, because we got like a lot of stuff that didn't exist in the original. We got some new legendaries that weren't in the original, and basically the same thing with Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Way better. And then the final ones we got on the original DS were Black and White, and then Black version 2 and White version 2, which are basically Black and White with extra content. The best ones on the DS were Black and White, and Black version 2 and White version 2. Fantastic games, just like X and Y on the 3DS. And then the Game Boy, I feel like for me, the Game Boy games that I enjoyed the most were Fire Red and Emerald. Probably Emerald being my favorite. Like, I really love Fire Red and Leaf Green, but the story of Emerald, and I say Emerald, but it's basically Ruby and Sapphire put together, but also extra content. So Emerald was always the way to go. Really, really great. So if they bring Ruby and Sapphire over, we have like all the Generation 1, 2, and 2 on the Switch, with Fire Red, Leaf Green being Generation 1, and then 2 being Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Now, if we have Generation 3 with Diamond and Pearl, with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. If they bring over the Johto region, which is Heart Gold, Soul Silver, with like a remake or something, that would be cool. That would be the 4th generation, and then the 5th generation is it's Black and White, but I feel like that one's a harder one to do, but I will be so excited to see those. Even if it's just Black and White 2, not the version 2s. But I think if you're gonna do it, you might as well do Black version 2 and White version 2 instead of the originals, because they're the same game, just a little tweaked on the story. And you get a lot more cool legendaries and stuff. So I would like to see those. That's Generation 5, I think, right? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Generation 6 was X and Y. If they ever port those to the Switch, it's over. Those games are a peak. And then after X and Y was Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Now, considering those are only on the 3DS, if they port over Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, I'm going to be happy, but I'm also going to be sad because I don't think we'll ever get Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because that would be like a double cash grab. If they poured over Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, I would say not to do that, and instead I would say to do Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, because those 2 remake versions are like better versions of Ruby and Sapphire, but they also have the Emerald content. So instead of porting over 3 games, do Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and that's better. You have all that content, but you have the Megas, and you have the newer stuff that was introduced in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that doesn't exist in the originals. But it is Nintendo, they might want to double dip, which means releasing Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and then maybe next year releasing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. which is scummy, but it is what it is. And then that doesn't really count as a generation. So yeah, Generation 6 was X and Y. And then Generation 7 is Sun and Moon. If they ever port that over, I don't care. I'm not playing it. maybe I'll pick it up for old time's sake, just to have the whole collection on the Switch. And then I guess play it once. It's gonna be ass. Why not? I put it this way. This just shows how bad Scarlet and Violet is. I would rather play Ultra Sun and Moon, or even the original Sun and Moon, over Scarlet and Violet. That freaking game was a travesty. And I had such high hopes with the open world and stuff. It was bad. It was bad. But yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. So far, we're getting close to like the leaks being true, with Fire Red and Leaf Green already being. This fight is peak, by the way. It's gonna end really quickly because I have like all my upgrades. But yeah, we still don't know who the father is, so Kiryu's kind of pissed. Everyone telling him not to do things is making him more angry. He's done. But yeah, like, definitely already kind of getting close to that truth because of Fire Red Leaf Green being already available. And if October comes and they do Shadow Drop Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which I would prefer those over the originals, because they add a lot more stuff that weren't in the originals. Nevertheless, whichever one they do, or if they surprise us and just do Heart Gold Soul Silver, I'll take that as well. But or any type of Pokemon game, if that comes true, that the rumor at this point is already 50% complete, meaning the rest has to be true. So I'm fingers crossed. Even if I don't pick up one of the games immediately, I'm fingers crossed that any Pokemon game from the original gets dropped in October. Because any of them dropping literally confirms half the leak is real, meaning the other half has to be real. So, let's say they drop like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, or Heart Gold Soul Silver, or any of those old games. That means that that means next year, because that's what the other leak is saying. That means that next year we're gonna get Black version and White version 2, or Black or White, at some point, and we're gonna get X and Y, and Sun and Moon. That just blows my mind. The craziness. So I need to see any Pokemon game get Shadow dropped in October just to hold on to that hope for next year. Because, I mean, look, next year is also crazy because the new generation, I think it's like, we had Generation 6 with X and Y, Generation 7 was Sword and Shield, and Generation 8 was Scarlet and Violet. And then we had the two spin-off generations, which was Arceus and Legends EA. So Generation 9 is what we're on. And that's Winds and Waves. I am so excited. I'm going to pick up the double pack. That's usually what I do. I did it with Sword and Shield. I did it with Scarlet and Violet. Shouldn't have done that. And I did it with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl when that came out. And then Legends EA didn't have a double pack. That's okay. Winds and Wave will be a double pack. It's a new generation. I'm so excited. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I get a lot of people don't like it, and I probably like a lot of people didn't grow up with it either. But yeah, from day one, when I got a Game Boy Color, funny enough, from a pawn shop, and I booted up Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Crystal, all of them on the Game Boy Color. It was so beautiful. And then my first Christmas gift was a Game Boy Advance SP. I got Super Mario Brothers 3, and I got Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I was so excited. And ever since then, I've been a Pokemon fan. I watched the show, I read the books, I got deep into the lore of the games, and, you know, egg hatching and pro battles and stuff. I've been a fan since. So, I am so ready for Winds and Waves. And everything I've been seeing from Winds and Waves since they announced it, and hearing, has me excited. I'm not getting another Sword and Shield here. I'm not getting another Scarlet and Violet. I might get an X and Y here. That's what Winds and Wave is giving me. It's giving me Pokemon X and Y quality. It's been so long since we've gotten that. And you know what's funny is them releasing Legend ZA, which is in the world of X and Y, should have been the first sign that they were going back to those original roots. And I couldn't be more excited. I'm actually so excited for Winds and Waves. And I'm glad we started talking about this because I actually forgot that was coming out next year. So just the first half of the year, think about the big games. I'm pretty sure Winds and Wave is like a spring game. Pokemon Winds and Waves before June. Right? Final Fantasy VII Revelation before June. God of War Laufey in February. A new Tomb Raider in February. Persona 4 Revival in February. Stranger Than Heaven in January. It's another Rio Gato Studios, which makes Yakuza, so like another new Yakuza World type game in January. And then whatever things they haven't announced, right, for the spring. And so possibly Spiral falls in that. And Kingdom Hearts 4 at the end of the year. If those were the only games that released... Oh, and Code Veronica, Resident Evil Code Veronica, probably at the end of the year. So if those are the only games releasing next year, we would already have a banger year. Code Veronica, Kingdom Hearts 4, Final Fantasy VII Revelations, God of War Laufey, a new Tomb Raider, Persona 4 Revival. Oh, right, I forgot. Persona 6, right? Persona 6, a new Yakuza World type game with Stranger Than Heaven, right? Pokemon Winds and Waves, like all those games, if that was it for next year, next year's going to be packed with like fun, like all different type genre games for people that like different genres and just enjoyable, right? Hearing those names sounds so freaking hype to me that my mind is blown for next year. It's gonna go through the roof, bro. I'm so excited. Everyone who sticks around leading up until next year, I'm so grateful for you. And then we're gonna be doing our reaction content, so I really hope y'all love that. I really hope you do, because I'm gonna put a lot of work into it. I'm gonna enjoy it, so yeah. As soon as this chapter ends, we're probably going to stop because we're about to be on 2 hours. I'm pretty sure the chapter is coming soon to an end. So we will see. But yeah.
その男なら今まではるかに何があったのか、なんで今日カムロ町にいたのか、きっとその答えを持ってるはずだ。さて、どうする、桐生。そいつから聞きたいことは山ほどある。だがその前に俺ははるかの親代わりだ。大事な娘に赤ん坊を産ませて挨拶にも来ねその若造に説教の一つも垂れてやらなきゃ気が済まねえ。明日広島に行く。ハルトも一緒だ。俺はあんまり賛成できねえけどな。広島には陽明連合会がある。陽明連合会か。陽明連合会っていや近江連合東上会に次ぐ誰もが認める日本裏社会ナンバー3の組織だ。 他の組織と手を結ぶことなく常に独立独歩、それでいて好戦的というわけでもない。一見すると穏健派に見える組織だが、敵が自分の島に足を踏み入れようなら手段を顧みず敵を駆逐する。あの近江連合でさえもただの一度たりとも戦争して勝った試しがない。
ああ、広島には触れるなという話は昔兄貴分たちからもよくされたな。
陽明連合会は天下を警棒せず、あの名将毛利元就と同じやり方で会長の来栖武は広島という地を守り続けた。
来栖武か。
当然お前も裏社会で生きているなら名前くらい聞いたことあるんだろう。戦後に名を馳せた幕徒であり、生ける伝説とまで言われる男だ。
ああ、だが俺が東上会にいた頃から実際にあったという話は聞いたことがない。
陽明連合会は外部組織との交流が全くないため極端に情報が少ない。警察でも昭和50年代以降来栖武の行動を何一つ確認できていないんだ。
生きているのか死んでいるのか、それすらわからないということか。
生きてるとすりゃ100歳に近いはず。そんなじじいがどうやって広島のイケイケをまとめ上げているのか。組対四課の噂じゃ来栖武という人間はすでに存在せず、若頭の小清水というのが実質的なトップとして組織を動かしているという話なんだがな。
とにかく広島は警察でもよくわからない謎だらけの危険地帯ってことか。
そうだ。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the chapter is going to be ending soon, so
場合によっちゃ
we're
東
going
上
to
会という連
definitely
合会
end
と
it
の
as
一
soon
大
as the
戦争
chapter
を引
ends.
き金を
Which means we'll be on chapter 3. So we finished 2 chapters today. Not bad. Not bad. We'll do more tomorrow. I'm trying to rest my voice as much as I can, so that's okay. We'll take our time. We have like 2 weeks before September, so we're chilling. Maybe like a week and a half. We're chilling.
俺が東京を離れている間、はるかのことを頼むぞ。
ああ、こっちは任せてくれ。言えば秋山のやつもついててくれるだろうしな。しかしな、あのはるかがあんな可愛い子を産むなんてよ。誰よりも本人がいつまでも眠ってらんねえって思ってるはずだ。はるかは必ず目を覚ます。だからよ、桐生。それまでに必ず春人の父親連れてきてやってくれ。
ああ。
All right, the chapter ended. Let's save, and after the cutscene happens, we'll save again, and then we'll call it a day. Alright, so we can manually save. Let's just save again. This is the beginning of chapter 3. And we're kind of almost caught up to where we were at the beginning. We're with Haruto. We're all the way out in... Is this Okinawa? I don't think so. I don't want to get it wrong, but we're where we are where we were at the beginning of the game, where they gave us that little teaser with I forgot his name already, and we had that fight. So either in this chapter or in chapter 4, we're gonna have that fight, and then you'll see the lead up to that moment. So yeah, we're kind of on the run too. So chapter 3, and there it is. Thank you for watching. We did a lot of decent amount of build up. It is kind of slow build up. I thought I completely 100%ed this game. I guess not. It is a decent amount of build up for this game, and we got a lot out of the way. By the way, did you hear about Hayden? I don't know how to say her last name, passing away. Yes, I did. So, okay, that's how we'll end it. So, before we say our outro, we're just going to end it on that. So, I forgot just how many roles she played. The 2 biggest roles, the only one I knew right off the bat was Kairi. She plays Kairi in Kingdom Hearts, which is the love interest of our main character, Sora. That hurt. I was like, oh no, they just announced Kingdom Hearts 4 with a release day. Hopefully she got all her lines in. That's so sad. She also plays the main character in Until Dawn, Sam. And I was like, oh, again, hopefully she got all her lines in for Until Dawn too. Like, oh my god, so sad. She plays Kirby in Scream. So that was hard. Like, yeah, she's played a lot of great roles. She was I forgot that girl in the Heroes show. I don't know, was that CW or whatever? I love that show. Heroes and Heroes Reborn were really freaking good. So that was sad. She's been in a lot of stuff. Like, I kind of grew up with her in a way. She was 36, by the way, when she died. I kind of grew up with her. All these things I watched as it happened. I watched Heroes when it first came out, then I watched Heroes Reborn. I played Until Dawn when it first came out. I played the remake. She was Sam in there. I played Kingdom Hearts since like the second game. I had to go back and play the first. I've spent enough time with her as her voice acting and her actual visible mocap characters in game, as well as seeing her in so many shows as certain characters. Seeing her go, and at a young age, might I add, 36 is not that old, right? She wasn't like 60 or 70 where she lived most of her life. She was still young that she had so many more years to go, which is so sad to see. They're still coming out with information about it. Some people think it's a medicine overdose. I'm not going to say the word because YouTube has certain words that they don't like, but some people are saying it's that. Some people are saying she hung around with bad people and had problems with influences. I'm just going to say that. She was found in a very, very bad area where she normally wouldn't go, so that's why people are also going towards the influence stuff. So there's a lot of things. People don't have all the information, but it's just sad to see. I think the ultimate thing that the medics came down to were she had a heart problem. She was like going into cardiac arrest, and knows what happened, which sucks. It really does suck. She's literally put me on to so many beloved characters and movie, TV show, gaming. It is just, it's sad. When is your next stream? Tomorrow. It'll probably be around the same length, about like an hour or two. I'm still trying to have my voice heal up, and to do that, it literally can't be doing like 4-hour streams every day. But yeah, we'll probably do like another 2-hour stream tomorrow. I'm really trying to finish this game before September. I guess now is the perfect time to say, Tokon, I need to learn the multiplayer before we do more multiplayer matches. We haven't done a multiplayer match, but I need to learn some of the combos and stuff. We'll come back probably towards the end of the year with that, when they start dropping DLC. And then Water Park, we're almost at 5 stars, so I'm like, I'll wait for them to do a couple more updates, because I still can't do the popcorn stand on console. It's still glitched, so gotta wait for them to do updates on that. So we'll be taking a break on Tokon and Water Park till they add more updates. In Water Park's case, fix some of the glitches in there. And with Tokon, until I learn some of the movesets to be able to do a couple videos with like online matches. So we'll be taking a break on those. and we're full force just focusing before the end of the month, because beginning of September is Halloween, a week and a half later is Wolverine, a week later is I think Control, and then another week later is literally Townfall, and I'm drawing a blank. Something else. I don't know. But something else I'm skipping on. Anyways, it's a lot. So I literally cannot have anything that isn't finished go into September. So full force on Yakuza 6. We're going to finish it before September. In fact, I think we'll finish it before the end of the week. Wait, what is today? Today is Friday? What is today? Hello? Never mind. I got my days wrong. It's Monday. So, yes, we'll finish it before the end of the week. Even if we do 2 hours a day, we'll finish it before the end of the week. We are officially on Chapter 3 in 2 days. And there's only 12 chapters in the finale, so 13. So, by that standard, we're already on Chapter 3. We've already finished, like, 25, almost 30%. If we're on Chapter 6 or 7 by tomorrow, then we're like halfway through the game. So, yeah, we'll finish it before the end of the week, and then we'll have some time. I don't know what I'm going to start to figure out what I'm going to do before that. But definitely stay tuned. We'll be doing it again tomorrow, and we'll see how much we can get done. But yeah, so sad to see her go. She was my childhood in a way. I grew up watching her in a lot of shows, and you know, hearing her voice acting in some video games, and you know, obviously the two biggest characters, well, three. Herbie from Scream, I love, you know, Scream. Kyrie from Kingdom Hearts, which is just legendary, and then Sam in Until Dawn. Just damn shame, right? Hopefully she's in a better place now. My prayers go out to her family and everyone that's working through it right now, but it's very, very sad. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching. We're on Chapter 3, kind of catching up to where we were at the beginning. Let me know what you thought of this. Let me know what are your predictions for how this is going to end. I guarantee you you're wrong now. When this game first came out, I had an idea of where it was going. It did not. It went the opposite way completely. So, let me know what you think. Stay tuned. We'll be doing it again tomorrow, probably around the same time, maybe earlier, a little bit, but around the same time. Maybe 2 hours. Maybe we'll stretch it to 3, depending on how I feel. But we'll see. And yeah, have a good day or night, depending on where you are. And I'll see you then. Peace out.